Good morning. Can you hear me, Miss Michelle? I see you talking, but I can't hear you.
Participation in the particular matter involved. Today we have several motions on our calendar. We have a motion to dismiss in the Jonathan Patton matter from Pitt County and then from Wake County. We have a motion to dismiss in the Mark Augusta and then one from Orange County and Welborn A. DeLon, another motion to dismiss. So our first motion is in the matter of Jonathan Douglas Patton. That's 21 Property Tax Commission 0297. And I believe the county is represented by Jordan Smith. And do we have the Mr. Patton or anybody representing Mr. Patton with us today? Mr. Smith, have you had any contact with the taxpayer regarding today's hearing?
Some conflict on notion, but I haven't had any communication with him.
Okay, all right. So we'll hear from you at I assume there's nobody else on here. I think Ms. Bidette is, we've identified everyone. Mr. Patton, are you
Yeah,
on?
I'm not sure who the other people are in relation to which cases they're wanting to hear or they're associated with.
All right, let's see. Can you identify them on the screen? Maybe we'll just find out who they're.
Candace Wright.
Ms. Wright, are you with us today? In which capacity?
I'm here with Orange County for Mr. Welborn DeLon.
Okay. And who else?
Nancy Freeman.
I'm also with Orange County with Welborn DeLon.
Okay, thank you.
Russell Hill.
I'm with Pitt County for the Mr. Patton appeal.
Okay.
Okay, you're with the county, I believe, Mr. Hill, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Sam Kroom.
I'm with Pitt County and I'm here for Jonathan Patton's appeal.
Okay.
And Shavonda McLean.
I'm also here with Orange County.
Okay. And Mr. Chairman, that's everybody. I can change all the Orange County to attendees just for this matter and then bring them back when we get to Orange County if
That'll
you
be
would
fine.
like.
Okay, that'll be fine. Let me know when you've got that.
Okay, I think that was everybody.
Okay, Mr. Smith, we'll hear from you at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Jordan Smith, Assistant County Attorney, here on the county's motion to dismiss this matter. The facts are this taxpayer timely appealed his property tax value for the year of 2021 to the local board. Hearing was scheduled for May 18th. That notification was sent to him. The hearing was held on May 18th of 2021. The taxpayer was not present. The board heard from the tax office and affirmed the county's value. A notice of decision was mailed to the taxpayer on May 20th of 21. In my motion to dismiss, I have exhibit 1 is an affidavit of our tax assessor, Sam Kroom, certifying that a copy of this notice of decision was mailed, in fact, on May 20th, 2021. That will give the taxpayer until June 21st of 2021 to submit an appeal to this commission. The taxpayer did not submit his appeal until June 24th, 21 at the earliest. And so therefore it's late and the commission has no jurisdiction to consider untimely appeals. And we'll just note that when he did submit an appeal, it was incomplete. It did not include a copy of the underlying decision. So the county would actually argue that the appeal was submitted sometime even after June 24th of 21. Your general counsel and secretary sent a letter to him noting this defect, but in any event, it was late at the earliest of June 24th, 21, and we believe it should be dismissed for those reasons.
Mr. Chairman, you're muted.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Patton, again, anyone here, Mr. Jonathan Douglas Patton or representing him? Okay, here.
Doesn't show anybody new.
Okay. All right. Questions from commissioners or anything you want to add, Mr. Pelfrey? All right. Hearing none. Do I have a motion in this matter?
Taxpayer notified to be here today.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chairman, the parties were mailed a letter just September 28th, 2021, notifying them of the day, time, manner, and purpose of today's hearing.
And I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
All right. The motion is to grant the county's motion to dismiss for failure to timely file the appeal. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Michaud. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of granting the county's motion to dismiss in the matter of Jonathan Douglas Patton, 21 Property Tax Commission 0297, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it's unanimous and the matter is dismissed. Thank you, Mr. Smith, and those who are with you today.
Mr. Chair, members of the
Yes.
commission.
I heard somebody. Who did I hear?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I was just saying thank you to you, Mr. Chair, and members. Of the
Okay.
commission. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Thanks again. See you. Okay. Takes care of the first matter we had before us today. The next one is from Wake County. Do we have them with us yet, Alexandra? That would be Ken Murphy normally.
I don't have anybody for Wake County logged in as of right now.
Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, if I
Yes.
may, I reached out to Mr. Murphy. I was expecting him to be on as well. He indicated that his notice had told him that the hearing was tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And in looking at my file, that appears to be the case. The notice actually
Okay.
went out for a hearing tomorrow morning. So, to
Okay.
both
We'll
parties.
continue that to tomorrow morning then.
Okay.
So make sure everybody has the proper notice. Then the next one is in the matter of Wilburn A. DeLon versus Orange County. And that's here on a motion to dismiss. The county is represented by Ms. Tosco, and the appellate, I believe, is pro se. Is someone here from representing, or is Mr. DeLon here, or someone representing him with us? Were we able to get him on the phone, Steve?
Mr. Chairman, I sent Mr. DeLon emailed in saying that he was having difficulty logging in. I responded back to that email asking him for a phone number where we could at least include him by voice on this hearing. Also let him know that it's possible that it would need to be continued if he was not able to join by video. But I have not heard anything back from my response to his email.
Okay. So I believe we got Orange County here, Ms. Tosco.
Yes.
Let me ask you, and we'll get into it tomorrow, but am I correct that there was who's going to be here, do we think? Is his wife or is it him? And in the file, it was confusing to me. And is she still alive? Was there something about?
I admit that I am not certain. It's possible that one of the staff from Orange County has spoken more in depth with Mr. DeLon and could clarify that, but that's a point I'm confused on as well.
Okay.
I did not respect, my motion to dismiss isn't related to that issue. But I do have 3 staff members here who might be able to provide some clarification.
All right. Do we have somebody on the staff, but he is wanting to appeal his case? Was this the one, there's also something in there about another rehearing? Is this the matter where they were talking about maybe giving him another hearing since somebody missed that hearing? Is this the one?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, maybe that was the other one. Mr. Pelfrey, anything you can add? Do we know who's going to be here in this case once we get them?
No, Mr. Chairman, I understood just yesterday, I believe, not yesterday, this is Monday, I guess Friday, Mr. DeLon emailed, confirming that he had received the link to today's meeting and presumably confirming that he would be participating. I'm not familiar with this case, or whether or not Mr. DeLon is a widower or married. I'm just not certain. But I am under the impression that he wants to participate in this hearing, and I'm not exactly sure how to characterize what he's filed, but he has filed some responses to the county's motion. So again, it's my impression that he wants to be heard, but perhaps can't join the meeting.
Okay, then, and I see something in here in his list of event documents. So there's an application for relief, a death certificate, maybe his wife, and then an order to restore the competency, and then a tax record. So, Ms. Tosco, maybe before tomorrow, it looks like, Mr. Pelfrey, is it your recommendation that we continue it till tomorrow? It's the last thing we have for today.
I would say that I guess it depends on the issue with Mr. DeLon joining. If it's something that that he can't do today, I'm not sure if he would be able to tomorrow either. And so it could be that it should be postponed for longer than tomorrow, if that's what the commission would like to do. But that's just my thought. That's not really a recommendation one way or the other.
If I may, and I have not taken
Sounds good.
secured leave, but I am in a continuing education course from 9 till 1 every day this week. So if it's possible to continue it beyond this week, if we have to continue it, that would be helpful for me. But of course, whatever the commission wants, we will make work.
And
Okay.
Ms.
Chairman?
Tosco had
Yes.
told me about that some time ago. I had forgotten about that.
Okay,
Mr.
so,
Chairman? Mr. Chairman,
yes, Mr. Peasley.
if I can make an offering, issue an order continuing the matter until we have in-person hearings again, or until Mr. Tosca, or excuse me, Mr.
Devon.
DeLon reaches us saying he is then capable of doing a WebEx hearing, in which case we would do it sooner.
Okay, then that, so that's, we could go ahead and do that. I think we can do it without a motion since it's to continue. So I'll continue it to an in-person hearing. And Mr. Pelfrey, if you can get him where he says he would like a virtual hearing and can join, then we'll schedule it for then. So, but we will continue it past this week, Ms. Tosco, so you won't have to worry about coming back in the morning
Thank you very much.
or any morning this week. All right, and in the meantime, maybe you can check on that, just make sure we got proper party before us, and it's a homestead exemption, I think was his application, and that's what this one is about. And also, Mr. Pelfrey, I don't know if we'll get into it or not, but I think this was the one also that Orange County said they had not received a copy. If you're going to communicate with him, I think you pointed it out one time, but you might want to mention that they've not received a copy. anything else? So let's see, that matter will be continued as well. So, and then, tomorrow, we'll have the, Mark Augusta from Wake County matter that we thought was today, but it's actually tomorrow. And then we have from Cabarrus County. We have, 1, 2, 3, 3 from Cabarrus County, 1 from Durham, and 1 from Onslow, it looks like. So it looks like maybe 5 of those tomorrow. Then Wednesday, we have the we have a case from Henderson County that's been withdrawn. That was on a motion. And then we have Mecklenburg County, Belk Inc. Mr. Pelfrey, any idea how long that one will take?
Mr. Chairman, I received notice this morning that that matter had settled, so I suspect it will be very quick.
Okay, okay, all righty. Well, I was going to tell you, I'm going to join you Wednesday morning from Cherokee. They have a judges conference over there. And so I'm going over early in the morning, but I will be there and be online with you from Cherokee. Anything else for today?
So we don't have anything on Wednesday?
We do have, let's see, we do have, well, I thought we did. I guess this will be the only thing we'll have on Wednesday, since it hadn't been settled yet. I guess they'll tell us Wednesday that it's in the process of being settled.
Okay.
All right. And Steve, if you do hear from well, no, we told Ms. Tosco it won't be on this week. Okay. So that one will not be on this week for sure. All right. Well, we will see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
or
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
he just emailed us his phone number, so I don't know if you want me to try to call him.
Is Ms. Tosco still on?
I am.
Well, let's see, Ms. Tosco, if we have his phone and if in fact he wants to go ahead this morning. Since Ms. Bendette has his phone number. Steve, you want to call him, and we'll just take a short recess while you talk to him, and then you can let us know.
Sure. I'll be
Everybody can
glad to
stay
do
on.
that.
We'll just mute, or you can mute us, Alexander, either way.
The chairman may not have heard this before, but I will not be here for the Monday of November's session.
You're going on a honeymoon again, or where you?
We are going on a family trip to Mexico, so I'll be on my way back
Okay.
from Mexico on that Monday.
Oh, well, good. Okay.
So I'll be on an
So-
airplane, so even if I had my laptop, I would not be able to help you guys.
Yeah. So who's going to be handling us that day?
I am not sure yet. It might be Mr. Connolly again, who
Okay.
replaced me in June.
All right.
I'll find
Well,
out.
good. Have a good trip.
We're gonna try.
You know, Mr. Chairman, we really need to have in-person hearings.
Agree.
I mean, you got 50.
We're going to talk about that Thursday in our session. Steve will be able to give us an update and see. Last time he and I talked, it sounded like it'd be difficult to do November, but we were hoping to get December. November gets to be an issue because of the calendaring time limits, but we'll find out from him about the status. But yes, I agree. It sure is nice when we can be in person. It looks like the COVID issue is getting more favorable to going back to in-person hearings, although usually the DOR is behind the rest of the state government, but Steve can probably find us a place to meet if we can't be in our building. Steve, are you back?
I am back, Mr. Chairman. I just called the number that Mr. DeLon gave and it went to his voicemail, and his
Okay.
name was on the voicemail, so I got the right number, but I didn't get through to him. So,
Well-
I can try again if you like, or I can just email him back and let him know, what the commission discussed about continuing it to an in-person day, an in-person
Let's
session.
do, let's do this. It's, it's 2:05. Let's see if you can get him back. We'll come back on at 2:15, see if you've been able to get him, just to see if we can do it. And if not, you can tell him we can't do it the rest of this week.
Okay,
Um,
if I do reach him, but he's not able to join the WebEx, do you want me to just let him know it'll be postponed to?
Or if he
an
wants to
in-person?
do it, if he wants to do it with him online, with just audio, but if he wants it continued, it'll be continued to after this session.
Okay.
This week's session. And if he wants in person, we can try to schedule it the next in person. But talk to him,
Okay.
see what you work out, what we can do, and then, since we're kind of early, we'll wait another 10 minutes.
Okay, be back shortly.
All right. Okay, do we have everybody back on? I see Ms. Tosco, I believe, at least I see her screen on the black. There she is. CSC, Vice Chairman Wheeler, Mr. Peasley, guess, show, Steve, is Linda? Let's see, she's outside of my
She's there.
screen.
She's there.
Okay. Okay. And, all right, Steve, can you give us a report?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I was able to reach Mr. DeLon, but he is just having difficulty getting into the meeting, and so he did ask that his case be continued. And what we will do is, just as Mr. Peasley suggested, we will let him know that we'll plan on him being scheduled for the next in-person session or the next available in-person session. But if we can resolve this WebEx issue for him before then, he could be heard virtually.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like that's all we can do today then. So unless somebody has something else, we'll see you in the morning at 9 o'clock. All right. Have a good day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Steve, can you stay on a minute?
Sure.
Okay. And Alexandra, I did get the package of all the judgments, so I've got and orders to be signed, so I have those. Steve, while you were gone, Terry was mentioning that it would be nice to be back in person for these hearings. Anything changed since the last time we talked? I assume there's no way to go in person